Welcome to the Ivy Family Office Network, our Basel conference. We've been doing these for more than a dozen years in Miami during our Basel. It's lots of fun. Over the next few days, we'll have more than 400 people logging in and coming to the events. So just a quick, background. So I'm Marty Sakata. I went to the Wharton School, MBA, and for more than 30 years, I've been an advisor consultant. Clients have been UBS, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and I was working in Switzerland. There was a big financial meltdown, a company called Long-Term Capital Management, and Russia was involved. So UBS was going under, and the bank I worked at, Swiss Bank, decided to take over. It was actually, there's kind of like a forced marriage, and Swiss Bank took over UBS. Swiss Bank is actually a fantastic company. Anybody who knows it, back in the day, they bought O'Connor Derivatives. They became the European derivatives powerhouse, and they bought Warburg, they bought Dillon Reed, and ultimately they bought UBS, and really fantastic. So I took over UBS. I came back as part of a group that's reorganizing things. And I started reporting guys investing directly in private equity and morphed into a family office network. So over 20 plus years, we've had more than 7,000 family offices attend our events. Those are unique family offices. We've had 400 events, 200 dinner parties. Some family offices have come 50 or 60 times to our events. So lots of great participation. We do an event every month. Basically we have 300 to 400 people per event. Our next event is in Silicon Valley for JP Morgan Healthcare Week. That's going to be in January 11th and 12th, which is always great. Fantastic environment for healthcare investing. And people who know JP Morgan, they know that it's become like this kind of spoke-wheeled event where there's lots of other events going around it. And most of the family offices that are in town, come to our event to find out more about other things outside of healthcare, et cetera. There's been lots of economic forecasting, and we're talking about economics. I've got a great group of panelists who are kind of lay the groundwork for what's going on in the economy today. And Tyson Halsey is going to lead that discussion. Tyson's fantastic moderator and has great insights into lots of things that former, I guess he's a hedge fund manager and also involved in several other things. He's probably the leading hedge fund guy when it comes to insights into ESG and things along those lines. We've got 2 sold-out dinner parties. I probably can fit another family office or 2 into tonight's dinner party. We had 80 people signed up for it, so we expanded from 25 to 50. I was able to call 20 people off the list, but I can probably absorb 1 or 2 more family offices. We have a dinner party in Coral Gables tomorrow night as well. That's going to be a lot of fun. And let me see what else. So we're here at Akerman, which is really a fantastic, it's a fantastic setup here. So it's right after the intersection of Biscayne Boulevard and Brickell. If you look out one window, you see the bay. If you look out the other window, you see I-95 and a bunch of beautiful buildings and lots of rooftops, swimming pools, et cetera. So Neisen Kasdin, who runs the office here, is going to be introducing the firm. So Neisen, why don't you come on over, tell us what you guys do, and tell us about your practice and about your group's practice.
Thank you. Thank you, Marty, and welcome every participant here in the Ivy Family Office Network Conference. As Marty mentioned, I'm Neisen Kasdin. I'm co-managing partner of the Miami office of Akerman. I'll tell you a little bit about Akerman. I'll give you a little bit of a history as well about myself, and then turn it over. Looking forward to hearing the rest of your program. And first, I would like to welcome all those of you who are here, especially those who come from out of town. And maybe I'll start with a very brief little bit of history. In a prior life, I was mayor of the city of Miami Beach in the 1990s until 2001. Now, it's not a coincidence that you are here because this is Art Week Miami and Art Basel. Well, we brought Art Basel to Miami Beach when I was mayor. 1999 and 2000, we signed the agreement with them. It was the first Basel outside of Basel, Switzerland. And I'll never forget, it was, believe it or not, there was actually opposition to it. We had to change the booking policy at the convention center. And there were some people who had like a vested interest in the policy they had created years before, based on domestic conferences where people would, wear badges and register, and but that's not our Basel. And so I only got it passed from the city commission by a 4-3 vote. And of course, that was the foundation of Art Week Miami. It's today the greatest gathering in the art world at any time throughout the year. Much bigger because of all the satellite fairs than Basel in Switzerland. And it just goes to show you that something that's different and innovative and a little out of the box never is easy to get going necessarily. It takes a little persistence, but Miami has this great group of collectors. We were able to muster enough support politically to change the rules. And that's why you folks are here today, because of Art Week. So that's just a little bit of my personal history and why this week is always very special to me. Let me tell you a little bit about our firm, Akerman. We are about 750 lawyers nationally. Started in Florida, actually started in Orlando. But in the last 10 years or so, we've had rapid growth throughout the United States, opening offices in major cities. For many years, our largest office was here in Miami. I think New York has edged us out. I think it's a little bit, and so my managing partner in New York reminds me. And our firm concentrates in a few areas where we feel we provide top of line services. One, of course, is real estate. You'll hear later from the chair of our real estate department, Eric Rabkin. I think we have 170 or so real estate lawyers covering the gamut of real estate, all types of product, acquisition, leasing, financing, construction, you name it. And that's one of the strong practices in our firm. Of course, in South Florida and Miami, construction and development is a very big part of the economy, has always been and continues to be. We also have a very large corporate practice group with a particular specialty in mid-market M&A, 50 to 500 million acquisitions, although we do, in the course of the year, always do a few in the billion plus range. Very sophisticated practice, the equal, I would say, of any of the large Wall Street and Chicago firms, but at a slightly better price rate. And then we have a lot of other complementary practices as well. We have a large healthcare practice. We have a very large litigation practice group, which focuses mostly on business litigation, tax. We have a tax practice, large tax practice within our corporate group, which also has a big specialty in state and local taxes around the country. So it's a full service commercial law firm, and we're glad to be able to host you. Now, talk just a little bit as well about Miami. We have about 130 lawyers in Miami. All of the practice groups that I mentioned to you are represented in the Miami office. A large part of our corporate practices here. We have a large real estate group as well. My particular practice is land use and development. And so we are fortunate in this particular moment, in this particular city, to be in that practice. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about what I have done. Since I left a political office 21 years ago, I focused exclusively on land use and development. Some of the projects that I've entitled with my team and that we are still involved in to this day include this, Brickell City Center, which was the first special area plan in Miami under its new zoning code back in 2010, 2011. Most recently, we represented a joint venture of Swire Properties, Hong Kong, which is the longtime owner and developer of this complex originally, and the related companies of New York, Steve Ross, and approval of a 1.6 million square foot office building, which is going to go directly to the east of this building. And that is also focusing on bringing a lot of new to market, particularly in the financial service industry, tenants. It's a pretty exciting time. We also have done all the entitlement work for the Miami Design District from its inception through today, the Faena District in Miami Beach, and many other of the marquee projects. Interestingly, one of the things we're working on now is we are handling the acquisition, the zoning, and the site plan for the Citadel's new global headquarters. That's coming literally just a few blocks from here. It's going to be a 2 million square foot office building. The specifics of it are still under wraps, but it is a huge commitment, by one of the leading financial services and hedge funds in the world, but its headquarters here. And what you're going to see is there are going to be a number of other, already in the top 10, 12 executives have either moved or are moving here. They will have about probably 1,500 employees here, based in Miami, and their global headquarters. They already have temporary space here. This is also bringing other investment money here. So, I was born here. I've lived here my whole life. My family came. My dad came in the 30s, and my mom in the 40s. So, our family has seen the evolution of this area and the ups and downs through the decades. Florida was kind of known as a boom and bust place. But it has truly, what has happened here in the last 10, 15 years is the greatest change I have seen in my lifetime. Because this city has gone from becoming sort of a winter place for South Americans to, take their money and have an investment, to a true global city and global financial headquarters. And the substance, all of the top ultra high net worth individuals, sovereign wealth funds, institutional investors are all investing here and bringing a quality of investment that we've never seen and a sustainability of investment that we've never seen. So the truth of the matter is, this is really as exciting a time as I can remember to be in Miami. And a large part of it, a big chunk, is driven by the high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals who want to put some of their money into this market. So with that, I don't want to take up.
One quick question.
Yes.
I understand a lot of the buildings are over EB5, is that correct? Right?
I'm going to say a lot. I would say some.
Yeah. So I'm talking about a lot of high net worth. But we have Francis Suarez here 2 or 3 years ago who opened up, and he said that Miami can grow 9x if you just rezone it the correct way in terms of apartment buildings and things like that. And I look at West Brickell, which used to be Little Havana, and how that expansion's been going. Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, the question is thoughts about the zoning and the growth. The truth of the matter is, the best in the urban core, the greatest development and investment has been in the city of Miami, because there were neighborhoods that were ripe to be redeveloped, and the zoning does allow for significant development. Always did. It was refined in 2009 when they changed the code and adopted Miami 21. But I mean, you just look around there, literally, this neighborhood, they're buried around the train station with near the Miami, the Heat Arena, thousands and thousands in Edgewater, along the bay, thousands of units, now a lot of rental units, still condo on the beaches, and the ultra luxury residential is still incredibly strong, notwithstanding what's happened in the market. And one thing that I would share with you is one of the last phase of the Faena district that I entitled is the Amman Hotel and Residences. And they have 23 units there. Those sold simply by word of mouth. There was no marketing, no brokers involved. And they created 3 penthouses which sold for 70, 60, and $50 million, $5,000 a foot average. Same similar success at the Surf Club, Four Seasons and Surfside, and other projects that we've entitled along the ocean. I mean, so that end of the market remains very strong. And a lot of them are officing here too, taking boutique offices in Miami Beach, I'm in Coconut Grove, where there's another concentration of wealth that's moving to the Grove Gables area. It's pretty phenomenal.
Fantastic.
I've never seen it, so.
Well, thanks so much, Neisen.
My pleasure. And by the way, we will meet him later, but I do want to recognize the chair of our National Real Estate Practice Group, Eric Rapkin, who will be moderating the panel later in the day.
Excellent. Thanks so much. And, we're going to be having dinner later at Paracones, but for those who are long-standing Miamians, Paracones used to be like our home away from home up until 5 years ago. It's this great restaurant, and it's massive, and a guitar player playing from the rooftop. And, but then it was like a 1-2 story building, and it got replaced, and now there's a massive condominium there, which I don't know, like 500 rooms, something like that. So, but we're going to the new Paracones, which is a couple of blocks after that. So we have a fantastic group of financial speakers, economists. I'm not sure if it was Jeff Hughes or if Mike Elkin last time we gave a projection on the price of Bitcoin. I think one of you said it was going to go down to 6,000. But I'm looking forward to your projection on that. Our group has been heavily invested in crypto over the years. So we were like with Pantera when they started out. Really fascinating times, and I'm looking forward to it. Tyson Hall is going to be leading the discussion. Tyson's just a robust speaker, knows a lot about different topics. I'm going to